Alright. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. This microphone is getting on my nerves sometimes. Yeah, I don't know why this mic keeps doing that, but whatever. What time is it? 8:51. Alright, trying to find a good song till I'm fully ready. See, this is why I'm trying to invest in a soundboard. That's what I really need. I need a soundboard, but I don't have the money for that yet. But I will, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm still working on setting up the Discord. Cover your ears for a second. I'm about to move this up. It's going to pop. There we go. Alright. I wish the cats would stop. Why are they obsessed with my mic cover? Sucks. I love my cats. Don't get me wrong. I love my cats, but man. Destruction. Unbelievable. Thank you for the links you put out there, Wisconsin fan. I know you put some work into that. That helps the channel a lot. I can't believe how many people flipped on that Heisman. All I was doing was passing on Vegas's information. I didn't make the list. That was not my list. But they acted like I was an idiot for making a list that I didn't make. People are too sensitive these days. Too sensitive. And it's annoying. Like, if you're a sports fan, number one, you know that people are going to talk trash about your team. Like, it's going to happen. So, put your big boy pants on and get over it. But the second thing is, I wasn't talking trash about anybody. Unbelievable. I didn't know people would be so sensitive about a Heisman odds list from Vegas. I didn't see that one come. Usually when I put out a video, I know when I'm going to get a crazy reaction. Like, I know that I'm like, yes, this is a trash talk. They're not going to like it. And I'm good with that. But today's video, I wasn't even trying to trash talk. And they still, you know how people do? They twist it into something that they think makes the creator look bad. I'm like, no. Keep trying. Maybe one day you will, but you failed today. Golden Blue Dude lives to see another day. So, it is what it is. Oh, I did do a live show with what's the name of this show? I think it's called The Best Damn Dog Show. And actually, it wasn't a big audience over there, but Uncle Lou stopped over there for a quick second, so that was pretty cool. Oh, and if y'all aren't aware, tomorrow I'm going to be back on the morning show with Uncle Lou, so that's going to... I think me and Lou have a really good chemistry on the show. Like, we know how to take each other, and we have similar interests. Our conversation is very similar. We can keep the conversation flowing fairly well. Try not to have any dead time or any boring segments. I mean, there's some people that get on a live show and they just I don't know. It's like they freeze up or no. Here's what it seems like. It seems like they go into the live show with a plan. Okay. Have you ever watched the Andy Griffith Show? There's this one episode where one of the characters is named Goober. That's his name. I didn't make that up. And he kept tagging along with Andy and Barney because he couldn't find a date. So it became their mission to find him a date. So he asked for tips, and, they said, here's a tip, here's a tip, here's a tip, here's a tip, okay? So he wrote down all the tips. Well, he went on the date, and he blew through everything, like, in order, like, sentence by sentence. He did this, and the date lasted, like, 5-10 minutes, because he blew through the order. That's what it feels like with some of these people that get on the live show. They have a plan, but they go through the plan too fast, and afterwards they're like, oh, man, I don't know how to keep going. I don't know what else to say, because that was their plan. They had a recipe. You can't have a recipe when you go on a live show. You just flow with whatever happens. And usually that creates a pretty good dynamic and a level of entertainment. That's the key to a live show. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you know. If your personalities don't click, if there's a certain cringe or a certain awkwardness to it, it's not going to work. You can be the smartest man on earth, but if your social skills are a little bit lacking, it's not going to do you any good. So, it is what it is. So I feel very fortunate that I'm able to have a pretty decent chemistry with Uncle Lou. I don't know, it just seems like, to me it seems like we could, like, hang out and just talk stuff, and I was on a show on Friday. I think we talked sports like maybe 5-10 minutes out of the whole show. So it wasn't even really sports related, but people were leaving comments and getting into it, and felt like a pretty good show. So yeah, he invited me back for tomorrow's morning show, and maybe we'll make it a monthly thing, something like that, because I have a pretty good time over there, It's just, you got to learn how to take Lou. A lot of people can't, he comes off as abrasive, but he's really not. That's just his personality. That's why he buys the hats and has the glasses and all that stuff, because he knows it bothers you. You just got to know how to take it. But in all fairness, he's actually a good guy. It was his and Pigskin Pete's idea, as far as they're the ones that came up with the concept, and they came up with the location, they came up with the events, and they came up with the dates and just the whole concept, and it really didn't help his situation, because Lou is for YouTube itself, he's not that big, but for sports YouTube, he's one of the bigger sports YouTubers out there. So he didn't do it for himself. He invited us all smaller YouTubers, and it really helped us. Whenever I went to the Slob Olympics, I was at 960 subscribers, and the Slobs, I got access to his audience, Pigskin Pete's, BVDs, and that's what got me over the 1,000 subscriber mark, was whenever we had the Slob Olympics. So, I made sure to thank him, because he didn't do it as a favor, but that's how it turned out. It turned out to be a favor. So, Wisconsin Sports Fan says, what's your opinion on the Bob Baffert situation? I don't even really know what to make of that, because it's not like he failed the drug test, it was the horse. But were they pumping the horse full of testosterone? Like an unfair advantage? I don't know. I have to look into that. I just came across that a little bit ago, and I mean, I guess he's doing the right thing by not attending the Kentucky Derby, but and I'm sure the horse is not going to race, so consequences happen. So I guess the real question is, how many races was that horse running before they discovered this failed drug test, or before he actually failed the drug test? How many races did he run while being on whatever it is he was on? So that's the big question. Like, the question isn't, what do we do moving forward? Well, you don't race the horse, and he's not showing up. So, the future is pretty much settled. The question is, how many races did that horse run before, while he had that stuff in the system, the horse? I've never heard anything like that. I'm sure there's other instances, but I don't keep up with horse racing. So, yeah, I'm guessing they're letting the horse run after the Kentucky Derby, like it gets out of his system. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, by the way, Golden Blue Dude has an actual sponsor now. Very excited about this, and he does amazing work. It's actually one of my subscribers on here, but he does great work. It's called the Tri-State Wood Sketch. Tri-State. He's in the eastern part of Kentucky. They call it the Tri-State because you have Ohio, Kentucky, and West Virginia in this very small area. So it's the Wood Sketch. So, Joey, if you want to put that up there, so they can see the name on the screen. So this is the type of work he does. This is, he made this for me. And it's actually part of my background now, but I took it down so you guys could see it. So he did that. That's, I mean, look at that. He even captured my attitude. I mean, how many people can catch my attitude? I mean, anybody can sketch somebody or transfer it onto wood, but look at that. WV captured my attitude. Amazing, amazing work. He also did, there was a couple of, let's see here. He did, he doesn't just do West Virginia stuff, by the way, but that's the Flying WV, and this is the Flying WV with the state of West Virginia. This is wood. Wood. And also, he did my gifts that I wanted to give my wife. There's that. Look at that. Detailed. And if he does mess up, he doesn't charge you for that particular piece of wood. He just redoes it. So, the guy has integrity. Look at that. Not bad, huh? Not bad. Yeah, and that's on real wood. So, yeah, TriStateWoodSketch.com. Prices are very reasonable, very competitive. And he's not looking to take advantage of people. That's one thing. And I'm sure if you go over there and you tell him that Golden Blue Dude sent you, you might get a little bit of a discount. I'm sure he would do that. I'm sure when you go over there, you tell him, hey, Golden Blue Dude sent me. I'm pretty sure you would get a discount. And he, the shipping was fairly quick, I should say. So, good stuff. Awesome production. Not trying to take advantage of you. And it's especially if you're trying to think of an idea as far as a gift for your woman. This is a great gift. You can capture any moment, any picture, whatever it may be. Have it sketched into a piece of wood, and there's something forever for your woman. And I'm sure she would love it. It's because women like sentimental, emotional things. So the more personal you can make it, the more sentimental you can make it, the better you're going to do. Alright, I'm trying to find the list. I thought I had it setting out. Of course I didn't. That's what I did have it setting out. Looked the wrong way. Alright, so First up, what do y'all think about the Tim Tebow situation? Jacksonville has pretty much guaranteed that Tim Tebow will have a roster spot on their team, and he will be playing tight end. Here's the thing. Right before he retired football the first time, what were everybody, and I mean everybody, the public, his closest friends, the fans, everybody, what were they telling him? Hey, you need to switch to tight end. You will have a long career at tight end. No, he didn't want to be a tight end. He seriously chose retiring over switching over to being tight end. Now, many, many years later, he's in his mid-30s. Now he's okay with being a tight end. Dude, you could have had an entire football career by now as a tight end if you would have done it back then. But now you're in your late 30s and your shelf life is not very long. Not very long. But a lot of people are saying it's a good move. I don't really know. I haven't seen the chemistry. They just drafted Trevor Lawrence. I know Urban Meyer is the head coach over there at Jacksonville. That definitely has something to do with it. Tim Tebow was his guy at Florida whenever they won those national championships. So we definitely know why this is happening. But is it fair to maybe, somebody else who's trying to make the team and now that's a guaranteed spot that somebody will not have no matter what? No matter what? I don't know. If he's good enough, I'm fine with it. If Tim Tebow makes the cut, fair and square, I'm okay with that. But if he's making the team just because Urban Meyer likes him and they're good old buddies and, maybe he feels bad for him, something like that, yeah, I would kind of have a... That's not fair to the other competitors. I'm actually a Tim Tebow fan. I like his work. I like what he does away from sports. I've liked his work with sports as far as analysis and all that. I think he's bright. I think he could have a long career being an analyst. So it's not anything personal about Tebow. It's just, are they doing this for the right reason? Are they doing this because he's good enough to make the cut? I'm kind of leaning towards not, because the thing is, they've already pretty much guaranteed him the spot. Usually a player is not guaranteed a spot until, later on in the summer. Even when you get drafted, it's not right away you're guaranteed a spot. You still got to, make sure you are what they drafted, sign the contract, good to go. So, yeah, I don't think they're doing it for the right reason. And that's where I have a problem. Because you're taking a spot from another capable competitor who wants to be on the team, and it is a guaranteed spot that they will not get. And not because he made the cut and he was better, but because he's Tim Tebow and he has a relationship with Urban Meyer. That's where I have issues. What's up, NFL Memes? How you doing, man? Glad you could stop by. Some of you guys weren't here earlier, so I'm going to show this again. If you scroll up, well, Joey can repost it, but Tri-State Wood Sketching. I have an official sponsor. Amazing work. So this was one of the woods. Basically, all you have to do is send him a picture, and he puts it on wood. Very reasonable price. Not trying to gouge you. And like I said earlier, if you go over there and you tell him that Golden Blue Dude sent you, I'm pretty sure he'll give you a discount. This is actually the background. This is probably my favorite. It's in the shape of a football, and it's going to go right there on my background, right there. So it will be a permanent part of my background. Pretty happy about it. So go check him out, and I'm sure he'll give you a little bit of a discount if you told him that Golden Blue Dude sent you. So yeah, moving on up, have an official sponsor. Appreciate Joey, all the work he's done. Wisconsin Fan has gotten the links together to the PayPal to support the channel, the Patreon page to support the channel. I can't say the word support today. To support the channel. There, I said it correctly. Let's try this again. He has the links for the PayPal to support this channel, the Patreon link to support this channel. There was one more, I think. The actual website, goldenbluedude.com. Go check that out. And there's the Tri-State Wood Sketch, 20% off if you mention Golden Blue Dude. See? I told you. I knew it. See, he's a good guy. 20% off if you mention me, Golden Blue Dude. Sports Pride's in the house. Thank you for stopping by. What's y'all's opinion on Tim Tebow? I mean, I guess when you boil it down, that would be it for me. Like, if he makes it based on merit, actual ability, I don't have a problem with him being on the team. But if he makes it because of his relationship with Urban Meyer, yeah, big problem. And will he have chemistry with Trevor Lawrence? And don't forget, they also drafted Travis Etienne. So there's a built-in chemistry right there. So you have Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne, already some chemistry right there. And you throw in Tim Tebow, might not be a bad thing. You never know. I'm just mentioning that I'm hoping that it's on merit, not, his relationship. Anyways. All right, so earlier I made a video on the Heisman race. And my goodness, people flipped out. All I did was pass on information. I didn't make the list. I mean, I gave my opinion on who I thought maybe could be, should be a little bit higher, or, maybe they're way too high. But I just presented the list. If you want to whine, go whine to Vegas. It wasn't my list. Actually, I do agree with you, Sports Prod. I like Tim Tebow. I respect his passion for God. Yes, he's very open about his relationship with God. I do respect that. But as far as him making the team, I try to keep that's kind of a separate thing. You want, as far as sports, football, when somebody makes a team, it's based on their merit, their ability to do that position that they are trying to put them in, or that they're trying out for. All right, so Heisman Vegas odds. This is the thing that got everybody all wound up, and I don't know. I wasn't expecting how much of a lash out that I got from this. But here we go. Leading the way, Spencer Rattler. He is plus 300, 3-1 odds. In other words, let me make sure I'm saying this correctly. You lay down $100, you would get $300 back if Spencer Rattler were to win the Heisman. I think that's correct. Yes, I think that's the correct. You lay 100, you get 300 back for Spencer Rattler. So he is the odds-on favorite. Next up, DJ Ungalele, quarterback out of Clemson. He's at plus 500. That's 5-1 odds. So if you were to lay $100, you would get $500 back if DJ won the Heisman. I'm going to run through the top 10 real quick, and then we'll get on to some weird ones that are in here. Number 3, Jayden Daniels, plus 600, 6-1. You lay 100, you get 600 back. Number 4, I like this guy, and I've seen him in the chat already. Sam Howell, the quarterback for North Carolina, plus 700. So he's a 7-1 odds-on favorite for the Heisman. Rounding out the top 5, Bryce Young for Alabama, plus 1,000. So he's 10-1. That spring game catapulted is what put Bryce Young in the top 5. Trust me, catapulted him into the top 5. Number 6, do not agree with this at all. Keaton Slovis, USC, the quarterback. Same odds as Bryce Young, plus 1,000, 10-1 odds. Don't agree with that at all. He is too inconsistent. How in the world is this guy going to win the Heisman? How in the world is he in the top 10? I don't know. USC themselves, too up and down. Number 7, De'Aaron King, plus 1,200. 12-1 odds. If he hadn't gotten injured, I would be more confident in those odds. I'm just not the thing is, he's not going to have time to ease himself into the college football season. The first game for Miami is Alabama. Yeah, that's not an easy game at all. That's literally probably the hardest competition you could pick for the first game. So, yeah, he might get knocked out of the Heisman race like in the first game. Number 8, Matt Corral. I actually agree with this. Quarterback out of Ole Miss, plus 2,000, 20-1 odds. Dude put up video game numbers last year. Insanity. Yes, I agree with that. Number 9, like this one too. This is the guy that's my personal dark horse. Jayden Daniels, the quarterback out of Arizona State. He's at plus 25 or 2,500. That's 25-1. He got off to a little bit of a slow start last year, but man, he caught fire and finished strong. I think they hung like 70 on Arizona. And yes, I know Arizona is bad, but they are an FBS team. Hanging 70 on any FBS team is impressive. Rounding out the top 10, the only running back in the top 10, Isaiah Spiller, Texas A&M, also plus 2,500, 25-1 odds. He averaged over 5 yards a carry last year, close to 6. If he can get above 6 yards a carry, he will jump into the top 5. So we'll see if he can do that. The problem is he does run in the SEC. So, that's going to be a little tough to accomplish. But he is a good running back, and Texas A&M has a halfway decent offensive line. All right, so besides that, here are some ones that really raise some big-time eyebrows. The running back for Ohio State, Master Teague, at number 11, plus 2,800. That's 28-1. This is the guy that got benched last year to Trey Sermon. He didn't even average 5 yards a carry. So he's only one spot under Isaiah Spiller. And Ohio State fans are informing me that he's probably not even going to be the starting running back. Doesn't make sense to me at all. And the two quarterbacks that are battling it out, they haven't won the quarterback position at all. They're just battling it out. C.J. Stroud and Jack Miller III. They might be good quarterbacks or halfway decent or whatever. They haven't even won the quarterback competition, and they're in the top 15. What in the world? I do like Malik Cunningham to have a bounce back year. He's at plus 5,000. That's 50-1. John Mechie, the wide receiver out of Alabama. That's one that actually might not be a bad idea to put money on at plus 5,000. That's 50-1. With the quarterback like Bryce Young, could pull off, say, what happened last year, Devontae. That'd be a lot of money, guys. You lay down 100 and you get 5,000 back. I don't know. I'm thinking about that one. Michael Penix Jr., quarterback out of Indiana, same odds. I'm not sure how healthy he's going to be. If he can do what he did last year and add to it, might be worth looking into. Another dark horse, Graham Mertz, quarterback out of Wisconsin. Same odds, plus 5,000. If he can be more consistent, this guy has a very nice set of skills. He just has to be more consistent. Drives me nuts. I don't understand this at all. All the way down out of the top 20. Iowa State, Breece Hall, the running back, at plus 6,600. That's 66-1. That has to just be because he goes to Iowa State. Because last year, he was way above everybody else. I think he was the highest rushing running back in the nation. He was ahead of Travis Etienne and Najee Harris. Why in the world did they not invite him to New York last year? It doesn't make any sense. Breece Hall, yeah, definitely. I think he should be much higher. Laying money on him, not a bad idea. You put down $100, you'd get $6,600 back. Not bad. Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback for UCF. I don't know. He had a broken leg. That's tough to judge. Spencer Sanders from Oklahoma State. Last year, he was a very hot name. Same odds, plus 6,600. That's 66 to 1. Problem is, Oklahoma State's offense did not live up to expectations. They were mediocre at best. Their defense was good, but their offense was not. So I'm not even sure how to judge that one. Hendon Hooker, he transferred to Tennessee. Odds plus 6,600. He's at Tennessee. He's going to be out probably within the first week as far as Heisman contention. Brock Purdy, same odds. He has okay numbers, but nothing impressive. George Pickens, he might not play the entire season, and his odds are the same, plus 6,600, 66 to 1. Does somebody know something that I don't know? He has an outside chance of being able to play in the middle of the season, but he's not going to be starting at the beginning of the season. I don't know. He's not going to get in enough games to win the Heisman. That's going to be his problem. I think Miles Brennan would be an all right bet at plus 6,600. He could, what if he pulls a Joe Burrow? He has the skills, and LSU might turn into the San Francisco Giants, where they have one amazing year, one down year, one amazing year, one down year. It's happened in baseball. Maybe they could pull it off. I don't know. Penn State, Sean Clifford, and trust me, I got blasted by Penn State fans. Penn State fans have completely forgotten the 3 years before last year. They are focused and just remembering last year and how bad last year was. Yeah, last year was terrible. But the 3 years before that, y'all were having 10, 11, 12 win seasons. Y'all won the Big 12 the last time anyone took it away from Ohio State. That was not too long ago. That was under James Franklin. Y'all have very, very short memories. I think it's possible that Sean Clifford could have a bounce-back season. Definitely needs to do better than what he did last year, but he didn't do terrible. Last year was not Sean Clifford's fault. It wasn't. So, Penn State fans, remember before last year. Stop thinking about last year. Overall, James Franklin has actually had some pretty good success at Penn State. So, it would not shock me at all if Sean Clifford had a bounce-back year for Penn State. And the thing is, Ohio State could be down this year. They lost a ton of production on offense. They do get Chris Olave back. But Trey Sermon was the reason Ohio State got into the playoffs. I'm going to say it. Trey Sermon was the reason why Ohio State got in the playoffs. Justin Fields had a couple of bad games. The Indiana game and specifically the second half of that, and the Northwestern game. Who carried them through? Trey Sermon. So with him gone, Ohio State could most definitely take a step back. Penn State could capitalize. Who else in the Big Ten East going to challenge? Michigan? No. So Penn State could have a really big bounce back year, get to the Big Ten championship and play Wisconsin. It's possible. I'm not rolling that out. So you can laugh all you want, but Sean Clifford being on this list makes sense. He's not too high either. Also, Desmond Ritter, man, this guy got disrespected. Quarterback for Cincinnati. He's also at plus 10,000. That's 100 to 1. Man, I feel bad for the dude. So just because you play in the AAC means you're a bad quarterback? I mean, they went toe-to-toe. All right, think about this. Cincinnati went toe-to-toe with Georgia, okay? Barely lost in the last seconds. Who's the quarterback for Georgia? Let's see here. Jayden Daniels. He's at number 3. Number 3. And Desmond Ritter is down here in the mid-30s. Yeah. I would say that's disrespect. Tyler Show transferred to Texas Tech from Oregon. He's on the list. Plus 10,000, 100 to 1. I don't know about him. He was super inconsistent in Oregon, and at one point he was actually benched. So why he's on this list? Somebody convince me, because I don't see it. He literally got benched at a couple of games as the starter because he was not getting the job done. Joe Milton, quarterback Michigan. And what about Zamir White? All the way down, almost down to 40. Like, man, give the guy some credit. He's a decent running back. He's not like, super amazing, but I don't know. I would say he's at least as good as, Master Tig. Yeah, I think so. Bo Nix is trying to have a bounce-back season. He's barely out of the 40s. Max Duggan. I think he's an underrated quarterback. The quarterback for TCU. I think TCU will have a bounce-back year. I have West Virginia, TCU, and Kansas State kind of battling it out for that third spot. I think most definitely it's going to be Oklahoma and Iowa State, the top two. Maybe Oklahoma State can make it interesting and fight for that third spot. I don't know. But Max Duggan will definitely have something to say about it. This one surprised me, making the last spot that I saw on this list. I don't know how long the list is, but the last spot that I saw on this list, the quarterback for West Virginia, Jarrett Doege. Look, I'm the biggest West Virginia fan that I've met. There's probably bigger ones out there, but as far as West Virginia fans that I've met, yeah, I'm the biggest one. And Jarrett Doege being on the Heisman list, even down at number 43, 44, yeah, doesn't make sense. And Letty Brown is not. If anybody on West Virginia deserves to be on the Heisman Trophy watch list, it would be Letty Brown, not Jarrett Doege. So this list makes no sense to me. I am totally lost. I don't know how they're coming up with this, but I cannot condone that. I cannot condone that, Vegas. I can't do it. I can't in good conscience tell my subscribers that this is a good list, because it's not. It's terrible, and it sucks, and kind of stinks too. But anyways, yeah, I'm trying to. Top 10's not bad. Okay, top 10's not bad, but once you get outside the top 10, it's just like it's like they put names in a hat and just drew it out. Coming in at number 11, Master Tig out of Ohio State. It seems like that's how they did it. I don't know. We'll see. So I wanted to go ahead. I'm going to have to switch my phone real quick. So you're going to have to bear with me, whether you like it or not. So, yeah, I already talked about regions 1, 2, 3, 4 for my logo brackets. Now it's time for, we'll just do 5 and 6. I still haven't been able to put out the video for the Sweet 16 voting for 5, 6, 7, 8. Man, I can't even talk about it because I haven't put out a video. Dadgummit. I knew that's what it was. I knew it. But the teams vying for the Sweet 16 in the logo bracket, just to refresh your memory, because it has been a couple of days since I put out a video for that. And if you're new to this and you're like, what logo bracket? What are you talking about? Well, I took all 130 teams in the FBS, took their logos, seeded them conference by conference by my subscribers. They voted, so that's how it was seeded. And then I created 130 logo brackets. And what I've been doing is I've been making videos on each region. I came up with 8 regions. I did the math. I was able to come up with brackets for all 130 teams. 8 regions, videos for each region by region, round by round. So that's how I came up with this 130 logo bracket. Because a lot of people don't realize this. I'm telling you. If you decide you want to start a sports YouTube channel, the off season, you're going to have to get creative every once in a while. Because sometimes there are lulls. Especially if you want to do what I do, and that's a video every day. Like, I haven't missed a day in, it's almost a year. We're getting there. It's been almost a year since I started the videos every day. So, yeah. But it's doable, guys. My brothers thought that it couldn't be done. They thought that it couldn't be done, but I'm proving them wrong. I've done a video every single day for almost a year, and I'm proud of that. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy. We have a little bit of an influx of Pitt fans. That's fine. I welcome all. What did I tell the subscribers? What was it, like 3 months ago? I said, And I'm going to put this back on there too. I put out a P.O. box number, okay? The idea behind that is I want my subscribers to send merchandise that represents their fan base to me, to my P.O. box number. And my goal is to fill my back wall with merchandise for my subscribers. And it doesn't matter what fan base. If you send me something Pitt, I will put it up there. I won't, light it on fire. I won't, wipe my rear end with it, blow my nose on it. I promise. I'm not going to do any of that. I'll put it on my back wall, and it will be a part of my background. So, yeah, even though Pitt is our rival, and I do talk trash about Pitt, and they talk trash about me, and that's fine, or West Virginia and me, however you want to word it, that's fine. But I don't discriminate when it comes to fan bases. And me and Talkus Pitt, we're actually going to go to the Backyard Brawl in 2022 and 2023, I believe. I think in 2022 it's going to be at Heinz Field, and then 2023 it's going to be in Morgantown. And the bet is when West Virginia beats Pitt, he has to sing Country Roads with me, and I'm allowed to record it. If by some major miracle of God, Pitt were to somehow come off with a fluke win, influenced by the refs, then I would have to wear a Pitt jersey for like a week, I think is what it is, on my show. So I think that's fair, I'll put down that bet all day long. And I always love the back and forth between West Virginia fans and Pitt fans. And all you other fans enjoy it because it can get pretty nasty. The Backyard Brawl is actually one of the most bitter rivals there is. If you're not a part of it, then you have no idea. And I live in the upstate of South Carolina. South Carolina and Clemson, it's pretty intense too. But I think Pitt, West Virginia is just a notch above. And it is a shame. It's a crying shame that the Backyard Brawl was done away with, and we haven't played Pitt in a long time. It's a love to hate them relationship, and they feel the same way. So it's mutual. So back to the brackets. Let's get everybody caught up on the logo brackets. All right. So Region 1, who's left? We got the 1 seed Washington State against the 5 seed East Carolina. Winner of that will go to the Sweet 16. Bottom half, the 3 seed Iowa State against the 2 seed Miami. Winner of that will get to the Sweet 16. Region 2, 1 seed Wisconsin taking on the 4 seed UAB. Winner of that, Sweet 16. This is a good matchup right here. The 6 seed Tulane against the 2 seed Alabama. So that one I've done a video on, and I combine these two regions as well. Region 3, Pitt fans, cover your ears, because in the round of 32, West Virginia did make it, and they are going up against the 12 seed Texas to get into the Sweet 16. The 6 seed Arkansas going up against the 2 seed UConn for a spot in the Sweet 16. And then in Region 4, the 8 seed Baylor against the 5 seed South Carolina. That one's heating up, guys. I've checked my video recently. 3 seed Oregon State against the 2 seed Boise State. I don't like this matchup in the round of 32 because I think both of those logos are pretty darn good. So I think the loser of that deserves to go farther than a lot of these winners that are going to get farther. All right, Region 5. The 16th seed Florida State is taking on the 5 seed Troy for a spot in the Sweet 16. The 6 seed Arizona State going up against the 2 seed Buffalo. I think both of those are two good logos for a spot in this Sweet 16. Region 6, 1 seed Georgia Tech against the 4 seed UCF. If you look at them side by side, those two logos are actually really similar, but they're going up against each other for a spot in the Sweet 16. 11 seed Army against the 7 seed Cincinnati. Those two teams actually play each other fairly often, but in the logo brackets, they ended up squaring off in the round of 32 for a spot in the Sweet 16. Last two regions, Region 7, the 1 seed the 1 seed San Jose State against the 4 seed Missouri. Bottom half, 3 seed Kansas State against the 10 seed Tulsa. Last region. The 1 seed Memphis against the 5 seed Iowa. And thank you, Joey, for breaking that tie with that super chat last week. And the bottom half of that bracket, the 3 seed Coastal Carolina against the 7 seed Virginia. I'm really excited because a lot of work went into this logo brackets, and a lot of videos have gone into it. So we're starting to get down to the nitty gritty. These are voting to get into the Sweet 16. So I'm pretty pumped about that. One more thing, guys. I made a video the other day about how, and this was just my opinion, you probably disagree, and that's fine, but hear me out, okay? Kirby Smart at Georgia, he has a crap ton of talent over there. I think he's been there 5 or 6 years, maybe longer, I'm not sure. But Georgia has averaged the number 2 roster ranking the past 5 years. Out of those 5 years, they've only been to the playoffs 1 time. So I expressed this opinion that if Kirby Smart doesn't get probably his most loaded team that he's had to date to the playoffs, that they should consider firing him. Let me tell you something. Georgia fans are okay with being great but not elite because they jumped my rear end. They did not like that at all. They didn't want to hear why I had to. They just saw those and I saw red. They heard that one sentence and they saw red and they tuned everything out. So I tried to explain to him, look, you guys have averaged the number 2, second best roster ranking the past 5 years. Alabama has averaged the number 1, so, you know, that explains a lot. But Clemson has averaged the 5. You've averaged 3 spots above them. Oklahoma has averaged the 11th, and they've gotten to the playoffs 4 times. So let me get this straight. You're okay with recruiting at an elite level, but not performing at an elite level. To me, it looks like Kirby Smart is Mark Richt 2.0. I mean, what am I missing here? They have great records. They get 10-win season on a regular basis. But that's it. They got to the national championship the year they did get to the playoffs. Won the SEC championship that same year, but it makes no sense. So I was just establish, they're okay with being really, really good, but not great. Georgia fans are okay with they're scared. I did figure that out. They're scared that if they fire Kirby Smart, they're going to fall off a cliff. I'm like, guys, you guys are in the hotbed of a recruiting hotspot. There are 5 stars all over Georgia that grow up being raised to be a Georgia Bulldog. And that's why y'all have the recruiting class that y'all have year after year. Stop being scared of that. Kirby Smart does not know offense. Not at all. I think as far as knowing defense, I think Brent Venables is a better defensive coordinator than what Kirby Smart was. And then they're like, so if we do fire Kirby Smart, who could we find to replace him? I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. All right, some of these names you probably have no shot at, but there is a list, okay? Lincoln Riley, the head coach at Oklahoma. You probably don't have a shot of getting him, but you can at least try, okay? That's why I put him on the list. You can at least try. He hasn't made it in Oklahoma. He's probably not going anywhere. You're probably not going to get him, but you got to at least try, right? Okay? Alex Grinch, his defensive coordinator. Alex Grinch is turning Oklahoma around. And guess what? He is around elite offenses all the time. Maybe he could, pick something up here and there, something, I don't know. Or know how to find a good offensive coordinator, I don't know. I mean, that's how they got Kirby Smart. He was a defensive coordinator, okay? I'm going to get a lot of flack for this next one. I know I am. But I really think that this next name could be a good fit for Georgia and Miami. Tom Herman. I think Texas pulled the plug on Tom Herman a little bit too early. I think the problem with Tom Herman's tenure was he hung on to Ellinger just a little too long. He gave Ellinger too many chances. Got a freaking moth flying around. So I think his biggest downfall as far as Texas goes is his loyalty. He had too much loyalty for Sam Ellinger. I like Tom Herman more in Miami because he has an attitude, and I think Miami needs that swag back. That's one of Miami's recruiting tools, is the Miami swag. There is no Miami swag right now. Manny Diaz does not have Miami swag, not at all. And I know several Miami fans, and they are upset with Manny Diaz because he, for some reason, doesn't know how to recruit around the city of Miami. There are some great high schools in Dade County, and he's missing some big recruits. Not even, I'm not saying trying and missing or failing. He's not even going after some of these guys. So I think Tom Herman would bring the swag back to Miami. But I think he could also be a good head coach for Georgia. Georgia's going to get the talent no matter what. I think Georgia could use a little bit of an attitude as well. Kirby Smart, he just doesn't know offense at all. So that's, I think that's his biggest downfall as far as Georgia goes. But there's more to this list, guys. You have Bill Napier, who's turned the University of Louisiana around. You have Hugh Freeze, who has beaten Nick Saban. And look at Liberty. Where did this Liberty team come from? I tell you what, Hugh Freeze has picked here, got there, got this transfer to come over. And I believe his quarterback is a transfer from Auburn, and he's making him look like a superstar. Yeah, I think it's time for Hugh Freeze to come back to the SEC, and I think Georgia would be a great spot if they don't get to the playoffs in 2021. The excuses are done, guys. The excuses are done. And Georgia fans took it as I was saying fire him now. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this year, with the talent that he has, if Georgia does not get to the playoffs, it's time to cut your losses. If you don't make it to the playoffs, it's going to be a while before you get back to the playoffs. And Georgia has the talent to be elite. I mean, your offense is loaded. You got our West Virginia's defensive backs coach in a day, and guess what? Tyke Smith came with him. He's an elite safety. You don't have any excuses. You'll have one of the best defensive lines in the nation. No excuses. The offensive excuses definitely out the window, especially if Jayden Daniels stays healthy. So, yeah, and to go along with that, you got up-and-coming Jamie Chadwell at Coastal Carolina. I mean, look at what he's done over there with nothing. So, yeah, there is an actual list. There are options out there. Matt Campbell. Guys, go look up. This one actually floored me. I didn't realize how bad Iowa State has been the past 10 years. I'm talking recent history. I'm talking 2, 3, 4 win seasons. Matt Campbell has taken a wasteland in Ames, Iowa, and they're competing for a Big 12 championship. Or coming really close. Giving Oklahoma a run for their money. Even if they don't win it, Iowa State's been pretty darn good. So, yeah, I think Matt Campbell could do really well at Georgia. So, Georgia fans, listen to me very carefully. Stop being scared that you're going to fall a cliff if you pull the trigger and fire Kirby Smart if you don't make the playoffs in 2021. There is a legitimate list of coaches that I think would do good at Georgia that could get you back to the playoffs. I mean, shouldn't that be the goal? Am I missing something? Is the goal just to recruit really, really well, but who cares about the playoffs? That doesn't make any sense. If you're going to recruit at a high level, the number 2 recruiting class in the last 5 years, shouldn't the goal be to, at minimum, get to the playoffs? I would think so. I don't know. Maybe it's just a different mindset over there. I have no idea. Scott says, Iowa State used to be a Big 12 doormat. This is Scott's a lifelong Baylor fan, if I'm not mistaken, so he is familiar with the wasteland that used to be Iowa State. I knew Iowa State used to be bad, but when I looked at their old the records for their past 10, 20 years, my goodness, it's bad. Before Matt Campbell, Iowa State was the University of no hope. There was no hope over there. If you went to Iowa State, you had no hope of even having a winning season. So what Matt Campbell has done over at Iowa State is nothing short of miraculous. So yes, I would definitely put him on the list. At one point, I had James Franklin on the list, but he's kind of iffy. But then again, if you look at, man, I'm doing the same thing as Penn State fans did. I'm focusing on this past year. If you go back and look at the seasons before this past year, 10-win seasons, 11-win seasons, 12 wins consecutive, like 4 or 5 straight, and they won the Big Ten under James Franklin. So I'm still not ready to say that James Franklin wouldn't be a good fit for Georgia. He very well might be. And Penn State averages, I think, barely in the top 20 as far as roster ranking the past 5 years. So, yeah, if he can get the number 2 roster ranking at Georgia, he might be able to do better. I'm telling you, Kirby's a good defensive mind, and he's a good recruiter too. But as far as head coach and developing an offense, I don't think so. I don't think he's the guy for the job. So if there, by the way, I got to plug myself every once in a while. If there's any new people on the chat and you just stumbled on here, you're like, man, what's going on? Well, welcome to Golden Blue Dude. I do live shows Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Videos every single day. You can ask my subscribers. I don't miss a day. I'm about to hit my year mark as far as consecutive days. So hit the subscribe button and see what I'm about. If you don't like it, hit the unsubscribe button. No harm, no foul. I'm just trying to put in the grunt work to grow this channel, and so far it's working out fairly well. But you never know. YouTube could do some crazy things. I've seen some people lose their channel over stuff they didn't even have any idea. So you got to be careful about things. So I'm not taking this channel for granted at all. I've worked hard for it. I've got some great subscribers, great people in the chat section all the time, great comments, great conversations. I really like this channel. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears have gone into this. So, yeah. Let's see. Somebody had a question real quick. Let me check my phone real quick, guys. Who's in the chat? I know we got some Pitt Panther fans. 412 Panther. I know I saw Talk is Pitt in the chat. 412 Panther. The Packer Pit. So that's at least 4 right there. Pizza Woman. Joey Foster, Wisconsin fan. Let's see. John Waffle. Scott's in the house. Anybody else? Mountaineer fan. Oh, Mountaineer fan. My bad. Mountaineer fan. I didn't complete your name. My bad. John Waffle. 1922 National Champions. There we go. That is your complete name. I think I covered everybody. Sea-Dog was in earlier. Sports Prod. I think I said Pizza Woman before, but if not, Pizza Woman, of course. Good supporter right there. NFL Memes was in the house earlier. Haven't seen him in a while. I know Sea-Dog had to go to bed. He has to get up really early for his job, so yeah, I can't be mad at that. Traveling Fool's in the house. What's going on, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Let's see. I see you, Pizza Woman. Yeah, I feel like this has been a good show. A good back and forth. Great comments, guys. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything. Let's see. Jim says, Jim Hamrick. Man, I can't believe I forgot your name. My bad. Georgia has the right coach. None of the coaches you listen to are as good as Smart, and Hugh Freeze will never be back in the SEC. I disagree, but you might be right. Even though I disagree, doesn't mean I'm right. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's the big thing I'm scared about for West Virginia. Would be if the Kentucky job comes open, because I know West Virginia just extended Neil Brown, but I'm pretty sure he had a clause put in to where if the Kentucky job came open, he could leave. I could be wrong on that. I could be wrong, and I'm not sure about the terms on the extension. It could have been voided. I don't know. Oh, 412 Panther says the Packer Pit is Talk is Pit. He changed his name. Man, I actually like that name, Talk is Pit. It kind of, I don't know, kind of made sense. Like, I don't know, it just seemed like that name flowed. I liked it a lot, but I don't know. The Packer Pit, it might grow on me, but I guess I was just used to Talk is Pit. I'll get used to it. We'll see how it works. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off here. I appreciate everybody that stopped by. It was a great show. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll be back on Friday at 9 p.m. Pit fans, you're welcome anytime. Talk trash. I think I got a little bit on a roll to talk trash back. I promise I will talk trash back. I promise. It will happen. But I think today I just kind of got on a bit of a roll as far as the Heisman talk, the logo brackets, the Kirby Smart talk, and the Tim Tebow talk. That was some good stuff right there. So, yeah, I kind of got carried away on that one. Wisconsin fan says, my prediction is West Virginia goes 10-2, plays LSU in the bowl, and finishes top 20. Man, that would be awesome. I would love that. But I'm thinking West Virginia goes 8-4, and we probably play somebody like, well, I don't know the bowl matchups right off the top of my head. So, as far as finishes go, but I would say we would finish probably 4th. I'll say 8-4. Play somebody like maybe NC State. I mean, we could get matched up with Pitt. That is not out of the realm of possibility. If so, I'm going. Pitt, NC State, maybe somebody out of the Big Ten. Maybe in Iowa or in Michigan, Penn State, if they finish a little lower. I don't know. That would be my prediction. 10-2 would be great. I mean, it really would. I just don't see it this year. I don't see it. So,